to the 5th Women's Wellness event. Tonight we're going to be talking about healthy cooking. First, I just want to make a disclaimer. Nobody here is a doctor, but we are very into eating healthy. So, what I want to tell you is that during the pandemic, I spent about $5,000 on vitamins and supplements, and I bet everybody did. And I read a lot about health, and I took all kinds of vitamin C and D and zinc. But there's something about food, whole food, that has natural vitamins. And we are going to be talking about the benefits of cooking healthy, whole foods along with vitamins or alone. So, as it turns out, my friend, Fort Lee resident, food boss wife, Maria Cafasso, feels the same way. We're both into eating healthy, cooking healthy for ourselves, for our families, and our vision is to eat whole foods and stay well. So tonight Maria has prepared some wonderful dishes, which she's going to tell you the recipes and why she cooked them. But one buzzword that you're going to hear tonight is sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is a compound found in broccoli and broccoli sprouts, and that's what's in this. Sulforaphane is a buzzword that is known for anti-aging, anti-cancer, and help heart disease. So we have made a dish tonight. We're going to tell you all about it. And with that, I want to talk to Maria Cafasso. I also want everyone call in your questions, type them in now, and we're going to be answering your questions. With that, I'm proud to introduce Maria Nalbandian Cafasso.
Thank you, Isla. And it's such an honor, thank you. And in a minute, I'll get to all of my special friends sitting here with us. We want to talk about women's wellness. And as women, as a woman, I personally don't want to ever be a burden on anybody because I don't think anybody will take care of me. And I'm just joking.
Not true.
But yeah, I know, I'm just joking. But, that's how we feel. And so I, through my own life have had to turn to natural remedies, which is ironic because I am the daughter of a pharmacist, but I find that food has been medicine for me and my family, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I wanted to just say that as women, we care for ourselves, our parents, our spouses, our siblings, our friends, our children, and our community. And through the pandemic, we learned that as a community, if we do good and we take care of ourselves, we're less of a strain on the whole system. And that's the whole point, is if we take care of our own health, eventually the system benefits. And so part of our community are some dear friends that are here tonight. So I'm going to start with my guest of honor, Mr. Mayor Mark Sokolich, who is my friend, our friend. And it's a real honor to have you here.
The honor is all mine. Thank you for having me.
And we can't wait to hear your critiques and commentaries. And our beautiful First Lady of Fort Lee, my dear friend Denise Sokolich.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Looking forward.
My dear friend Eddie, who is part of our incredible force here, police force in Fort Lee. I'm going to call you Lieutenant Young, but
thank you for having us.
Yes.
Can't wait to eat this delicious food.
And also our dear friend Sean Pepard. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah,
yes. And he is a foodie in his own right. Also a member of our, fine Fort Lee Blue, and more importantly, tonight has a lot to say about food, and his knowledge of produce is going to come in handy, I think.
Everything looks amazing.
So I've made a couple things, and I am going to start with a question. Actually, I'm going to start with you, Eddie, since you're so close to me. When you are thinking about home life, everybody loves to order out, eat out, and our whole thing is balance in our household. We don't always cook at home. We like to go out, support restaurants, take out, all of that. as we all do. But when you're cooking at home, what are your needs, and are there any issues that you address personally in your household?
So my wife and I, we have a 4-year-old son who's type 1 diabetic. So we have been learning ourselves. We try to do a lot of foods which are low sugar and low carb.
So one of the many things that you see in front of us here is spinach, and one of the dishes I made has spinach in it, which is a way that I've gotten my own kids to eat. I know that's very important for blood sugar. It's one of these leafy greens, and it's hard to get kids to eat those. So I found a way to kind of make it delicious enough, and so I know that you love to have it, and so I made that tonight.
It smells great.
And Mark says it smells
Oh my
great.
gosh.
Lots of nutmeg and good stuff in there. Anything, because spinach has a very, to some people, metallic taste. So, one of the other issues that to address is, we always hear in our business kind of that being healthy is expensive, right? Well, we have fresh things here, and that happens to be a frozen thing. So there's always a way around. Some of the things I've prepared here are really very cost effective. Some are a little pricier. We're going to talk about the broccoli particularly in a moment. But again, the long-term effect of eating this instead of a bag of Tostitos, or instead of opening just an ice cream cone, is so much more beneficial and less draining eventually on yourself, your wallet, the system, the whole thing. Sean, what about you? Is there anything that in your life that you like to address?
So with my children, we always try to make it a game to get more interested. So we always play the game. If they could eat the whole rainbow, they would, something special would happen. So obviously you have, I think, more than the rainbow here, but they would have a field day with this.
Yeah, so, spaghetti, right? So another dish I made tonight is spaghetti squash with pomodoro sauce. So it's a very easy, all these things are 2 or 3 ingredients, mind you, and they're all on my Instagram, which is Naughty and Nice Recipes. So you could check that out. Pomodoro sauce, tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, salt, basil. That's it. Saute till it looks like that. Roast a spaghetti squash. It is so simple.
And no carbs.
No
the
carbs.
Squash is the
And
pasta.
so the balance, so you can have carbs. You'll see me at a restaurant, I'll be eating spaghetti, but the next day I won't, and I might do something like that. So for kids, to swap it up, I know we did it too in our family, and we started to learn lighter alternatives. Okay, Denise, I'm going to come to you. Is there anything in your own life that you want to address through food, or that when you cook for your family you pay attention to?
My kids have a pretty good palate.
Lucky.
They try new things. They're, pretty adventurous. So I kind of have a, pretty good audience, to put it that way.
Experiment.
Yes, they're pretty good.
They cook healthy, right?
I cook healthy. I try to cook healthy, especially now with my spouse here. Try to keep him healthy.
Working on it.
Working on it. Yep, we're working on it.
So we can talk about that broccoli in a minute, so maybe this is a good segue. Mark, how about you? What are your...
So, with Maria and Isla, thank you. I always knew there was a reason why I loved you so dearly, both of you, and just for doing this for community, and just, you're such beautiful friends and beautiful people. It's really touching that you would do this. And I think it's really important for the community. My wife is being bashful. We're blessed in my household because you cook healthy all the time. It's me that screws that up, right? I'm the guy that walks in, I promise I'll be home at 7, and I walk in at 9, and sure enough there's the broccoli rabe and the grilled chicken and the rice and everything that you're supposed to eat, and I'll have a slice of pizza in my mouth, right? So it's not just about the cook and providing it, it's about the people that really are supposed to eat it. But I will tell you, it's no secret at this point, my recent cancer diagnosis, I've really become very health conscious, and before the diagnosis, and now especially during the diagnosis, we eat very healthy, and a lot of, we try to go low sugar because that's a food for cancer, and Maria, you actually taught me that, thank you for the book, and other things, and I feel good about it, and yeah, you know, it's just it's about discipline and it's about making sure that it's there. So I'm grateful to my wife and I'm grateful for this because it looks like there's a lot of new recipes that we can certainly try. But we've become a lot more health conscious in my house and my kids have joined in. But you know about our kids too. They've always eaten well because of you, and you've instilled that in them, and I think that that's wonderful. That's why I love you so much. So I'm getting there, and I'm excited to be here tonight.
Oh,
Thank
Mark,
you.
that is
Thank you.
amazing, Mark, and that's a great segue into the remaining two dishes. Actually, or I don't know, Isla, do you want to talk about the broccoli a little bit, or
The sulfur
Yeah.
things, which this is the
yes,
organic purple baby broccolini. This is the miracle food that has become the basis of this dish, which is sauteed with garlic and olive oil. 4,000 years ago, we didn't have antibiotics or even vitamins. We had garlic, and guess what? They used garlic and onions to cure things. This is a miracle dish. So, love it, love it.
So this is the simplicity of this is that you just steam it, set it into sauteed garlic and oil and a little salt, and that's it. And this has probably the highest concentration of antioxidants at this point on the market. You would ask for purple
Really?
or red broccolini, sprouted broccolini. That's what you would ask your grocer. And it's really delicious. My husband actually, we had a personal story with this. My husband had borderline cholesterol at the beginning of the year. And so we made some changes, but the one constant was this. And we had been researching about this because of cancer.
And this is
actually.
delicious.
So we've had, all of us have been touched with cancer in one way or another. And so this had come across our radar a while ago. And finally we were able to, start trying it. And his cholesterol dropped 30 points
Wow.
in 4 months. Can talk to him about it. He's very vocal about it. But it's
Wow.
another side effect of, I guess, this, this was the constant. Right next to it, and it's going to segue because I am seeing a question. It says, can you share with Fort Lee a great healthy snack every kid would love? Okay, definitely, and that's perfect because we were just talking about this earlier. It's so easy when you have kids to have, chips, cookies, all these things that are so easy to grab, right? So as a conscious effort, years ago, I started chopping up vegetables. And I chop them every Sunday, Monday, put them in a Tupperware, and I encourage dipping with hummus. And I've made here a cranberry bean dip. And the reason I made it with cranberry, Isla, maybe you just want to show that's what cranberry beans are. So you soak those overnight, boil them, and then drain them. And similar to regular chickpea hummus, in the Cuisinart, garlic, olive oil, salt, it looks like that. And it has much more protein, fiber, antioxidant strength. For women, if you're pregnant, it is probably one of the best things to eat. All the vegetables around it have benefits. The fennel is excellent for women for hair, nails. Celery prevents UTIs in women. Great for men for pH balance in your body. Great for skin. Red peppers, vitamin A and C. So good just to snack on. And the carrots, of course, beta carotene, vitamin A, fiber. You would enjoy Tostitos. We all do. It would probably take you 5 bags of Tostitos and you would not get as full. You could not eat all of that because how much fiber and water, there is in these snacks. And for kids especially, getting them used to filling up on fiber and protein is so important.
And the other thing about Tostitos or any chips, when you read the bag, there's about 50 ingredients that you can't say, you can't spell, you can't read. Preservatives and all kinds of odd named. This is one thing, beans. This is one thing, celery, a whole food. And this is what food is medicine. Health is wealth.
You want to get to a market that you like, you want to get to recipe pages that you follow that give, innovational kind of ideas. And it's, as a parent, I completely understand that question. It's so important to teach your kids here. Mine are about to go off to college. I'm hoping that the habits that they've learned here, they carry with them. So those are all the dishes that I've made. Maybe you guys want to try them and just see it. I'd love to hear
Yes.
I'd love to.
say.
So
If you
Maria,
don't mind.
the broccolini, how much different does it taste from regular broccoli?
So I find it sweeter. I know Rob is bitter. This is not Rob.
Mhm.
This is different.
That's delicious.
This is, to me, just has a more sweet taste,
I agree with you.
right?
I agree with you. It's a little less, if you're not into that broccoli raw bitter, this is right up your
Yeah,
alley.
this is right up your alley.
Thank you, honey.
The spaghetti squash with the pomodoro, very important. Tomatoes,
Want some broccoli?
extremely important for weight loss management. Weight management. The
Thank you.
lycopene is important in tomatoes. I always have pomodoro sauce around. It's the easiest thing to make. You could throw it on anything.
Thank you.
It's
And
just.
we've got the rainbow colors.
We have all the rainbow, yes, we did the rainbow, and the spinach, of course, is I think Eddie's favorite.
I love this.
How is it?
It's a smile on my
How
face
is
every
it?
time.
Actually,
So good, everything is good.
oh, very good.
Oh, everything is delicious.
Good.
Which proves the point. It could be good for you and it could be delicious.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's the point
Yeah,
of this.
that is one of the things we always.
Oh, Maria, that's a 10.
It's good, right? So, one of the things is we always talk about, well, I don't have the time for this. I don't know how you have the time. If I have the time, you have the time. Like
You'll find
you
it.
have to make it a priority.
Makes more
A little
sense.
bit of planning.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Oh, good.
And once you do
That's
this
very
and
good.
live a life of eating like this, you'll always eat like this because you won't want to go
Thank
back
you.
because you're going to feel so much better eating so healthy.
So we just got a celery juicer. We're
And
trying it, right honey?
Great.
We got the recipe book and we're making the effort and so far so good. We're waiting for the kids to get into it because that always makes it a lot easier.
yeah, and they help. You can
If
get
you know
them
what
to
I
work.
mean. Right, they figure out their little twist to it, so we're excited about that. So I'm glad you mentioned celery.
Yeah, celery is, I can go through this a little bit. So, Swiss chard, another leafy green, very important for, antioxidants, vitamin D, actually, calcium for women, bone health. You want a lot of leafy greens. Oh, and also, I am not a nutritionist and I'm not a chef. So we gotta disclaim those two things. It's just a housewife and mom who loves food, loves keeping my family and my friends healthy. Swiss chard, cauliflower. So cauliflower is a great, listen, I can't figure out cauliflower sometimes. It's hard to rice, it's hard to make the dough, but I've kind of gotten the knack and I make gnocchi with it. They love it. Let's see,
These
garlic.
garlics.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So these are new,
Oh,
these
wow.
are baby garlic,
Oh,
much
my.
milder, more antioxidants actually. And so we have that. We have the purple artichokes, also different vitamins than
Wow.
in traditional artichokes. The tomatoes, of course. The peppers we talked about. Carrots, very good for snacking. Asparagus for fiber. Just important to have it around, handy, available for your families.
Do we have
We have a
another question?
We have a question.
What is your favorite go-to meal when you have guests over?
Good question.
All right, well, that's a great question. So guests always pose an interesting problem because you want to make things really great for your guests, right? I'm not gonna feed my guests, salad. I'm going to probably tailor it to them if I know them. I will make steak, I will make pizza, I will make pasta and all those things, but I will always complement it with something healthy. Here, you guys have been over, I always have vegetables on the table. I always try to balance it out. This is all about balance. right? So, steak, I'm of Armenian and Lebanese background, so shish kebab is always served and during my dinners. My husband's Italian, so yeah, there's a lot of pasta around. I love to do eggplant dishes, but the go-to is definitely a steak or a chicken and one or two vegetable sides.
What about dessert?
Fruit as a go-to, fruit, watermelon, yeah. Now year round, really, there's like so many great grapes and it depends on your diet though. Like, Mark was saying, if you're watching sugar and things like that, in certain households, you have to, sugar dessert it's a skip. Unfortunately, that's just how it is, and you figure your way around it. But
I'm going to be a little naughty.
Ah!
I
Hope that's organic wine, Isla.
yes, I understand cardiologists say red wine is good for the heart.
I have a question.
That a girl. Chin down.
Salute.
So a little red wine never hurts.
No, it doesn't.
Oh no, that was it. I'm getting a text saying I can't figure out how to ask a question, and then she said, "No, that was my question." What do you?
Okay. Are there any other questions?
Your background's got to be important too, right? You're David with Italian and Armenian descent, right? You can fold that in there to create all sorts certain different types of flavors and tastes. I mean, I'm Croatian. It's a lot of grilling, a lot of Mediterranean, right? You could grill this stuff. I mean, it's just there's a lot of options.
I stayed away from meat today and fish. We do eat meat and fish. I just, for the sake of today, I think sides are just so always difficult to think of. So I said, let me make things that are just kind of hard, they're fillers. So that's why I went with vegetables. Yes, and actually, so my grandmother was making dinner at 6 o'clock in the morning. My brother and I would go to school smelling like onions. We were those weird kids. But it taught me about planning, and oftentimes we would be planning the next day, the day before. And that was, this is carried. My husband and I, we oftentimes will discuss, okay, we're having this right now, what's tomorrow night? And so you have to make it fun. It's, we do love to go out. This is not about, we that's how you get ideas, right? You go out.
Not only sacrifice.
You got it's a little bit of
balance.
everything. Yes, balance.
Right.
So.
This is great.
Oh, guys.
That is delicious.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
this-
having
this
Thank
is-
you
us.
for joining us
Wonderful.
Oh
tonight.
gosh.
I wish you could all taste this and smell it.
smell
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
I'm gonna go with my personal favorite.
Fantastic.
Okay,
Fabulous.
personal
Spaghetti squash.
favorites. Personal
Personal
favorites.
favorites. Yeah, I want to rate it.
Personal favorites. Go ahead.
I love the squash,
Oh,
but I loved it all. But I love
Yeah,
the squash.
spaghetti squash is amazing. But
It's
there's
that
a,
tomato
I'm
sauce.
broccolini.
See?
I'm right over there.
there's a
Oh
great,
no!
see? What's the secret spice in the Spanish?
Nutmeg.
Ah,
Oh, nutmeg.
There we go.
Yum.
Not everybody likes nutmeg.
I like
It's
nutmeg.
delicious.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
I do.
I do.
So yeah, that is my naughty dish, definitely. But it's still keto. It's still, I think paleo. But I definitely, that's a treat.
That's very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing.
You can always have some roasted potatoes with that.
What about potatoes?
Potatoes are okay. I mean, I actually didn't put any here, but I do make them, and I make them very basic: olive oil, salt, oregano.
What the little what do
Yeah.
you call them?
The
little red
baby
fingerling.
Yukons.
Your
Fingerling,
right.
fingerling, Yukons,
Fingerling, you
little
cut them in half
Yukons.
and
Yeah,
They're a whole food.
broil them,
Broil 'em.
or roast them. Probably
They're-
the healthiest way to do it.
Yeah,
They're
probably good carbs. I mean,
Sure.
And it's good for filler too.
yeah, with steak or what, even sometimes with just the spinach,
Yeah.
it's enough.
Yep.
Eggs is another thing. It comes up a lot with diet. Eggs are extremely healthy. But again, these are all things that if you're going to make major changes, consult with your doctor.
Right.
Very important. Everybody's different, and we all have different. And in that same spirit, all this stuff is different. Not one spaghetti squash is the same. Not one cauliflower is the same. So you want to have fun and experiment and just find what's right for you. But talk to your doctor for sure. And always DM me. I'm always happy to discuss and give tips and talk about food. We all love food. So
We certainly
food
do.
is
And we love each other. We want
Medicine.
everybody to be healthy.
yes,
Yes.
community.
Crazy concept. but
right? We
we
learn.
all like each other around here, and we want everybody
It's
healthy
a
and happy.
We learn.
Wonderful community. I'm so honored to be part of this
Me too.
community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for
People
the
like you guys in it that take the time to do stuff like this, and you guys protecting us. By the way, you did stack the deck by having two Florida police officers here, because these guys have the broadest of appetites, but I know that they're be very discriminating.
yeah,
Very
they
good
know the
eaters.
good stuff. They
Yeah.
know.
I'm still amazed how easy that is to cook.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nothing. And my good friend Linda McHugh taught me a trick about spaghetti squash. So I would be struggling with, all squash is so hard to cut, pumpkins, all that, and give everyone a heart attack around here because of how I cut, and again, because I'm not a chef and I have no idea what I'm doing. So Linda said, why are you doing that? Take the whole squash and stick it in the oven. And I did, and it is so much easier. So if you're making spaghetti squash, take the whole thing, stick it in the oven, 400 degrees, 1 hour, done.
And you
Peel it,
right off.
peel it right off,
Amazing.
take the seeds out.
Wow.
And then the sauce is on my thing. It's 5 ingredients.
Wow.
That's
Sauce
it.
is delicious.
Wow.
Easy.
I'm just looking at this pile in Maria, and I think you would say, Denise, our household favorite is artichoke.
Artichoke.
We're huge artichokes.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
these are new. The purple ones, they were, this is relatively new to us.
oh my gosh, we love artichokes.
Yeah, we do too. Stuff them. That's
Stuff
another
'em,
like.
even just steaming them for an hour,
Dipping them in
little oil
lemon.
and vinegar.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yum.
gosh.
Yum.
Me too. So yeah, that actually, I don't know if you guys go to Houston's. I know
We,
I
oh,
love
the best.
the best,
The
right?
best.
And there's spinach. So that kind of was
Yeah,
inspired
yeah.
by.
So funny you say that. We actually called to see if it's, do you have it tonight? And then we'll try to book it and wait the proverbial 3 hours at Houston's, but we're waiting for those
Yeah, we
artichokes.
love it. We love it. And I'm gonna actually. We were thinking about taking it down, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna use it in the next day or two. I'll go through this. It'll be fine. So, any more questions, or what? I think I had one more on my own thing. No.
And we do have 96 other police officers that didn't participate.
This food wouldn't stand a chance without.
No, I'll be gone
No.
in a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we really, really are
That's
so
good.
appreciative for all your time, and look forward to hopefully doing it again sometime.
I was
Thank
honored
you.
to be invited.
Oh, you guys
And
are
thank
the
you
best.
guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much for having
you.
us.
And to the women of Fort Lee, keep doing what you do, and that is
Yeah.
taking care of the ones you love. Nobody does it like we do.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, Isla.
Thank you,
Maria.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good
Good night,
night.
Thank you,
everybody.
sweetheart.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.